What's up, y'all? It is your girl Juliana, aka Life is Juliana, and your girl is back with another video. This one I'm gonna be epic. This is an epic story time video. So if you are here for your first time and you're watching me doing this story time, be sure that you have subscribed already. If you have not, turn on your post notifications so you'll always know. Excuse me. When a girl upload brand new videos. And if I'm an old time goodie returning again, big up on yourself straight. The girl loving it to the max. Well, this is a story time, and I'm sitting in the theater room and watch a movie. I'm saying, you know what? Maybe do a story time. I'm in the mood for one story time. So I shut off the TV and decided to say, let's run get the camera. I said, let's go ahead and go into the story time before I forget it, because I want an epic. Alright, so we'll get into the story time. I'm sitting here chilling with Future. I don't know if you can see me. Future there right there, so. And them there now leave me out, so yeah. But anyway, let's get right into the story time. Make sure we get a little bit of water or juice or whatever if it's sick, because this one is kind of scary. Anyway, I did tell a story time before, so just in case you never see it, it'll go pop up on the screen somewhere. That's the first story time I ever tell. Real true sitting. The one that real true on that top. So let's get right into it. This story time is when I moved to America. Years after I'm there. But let's get right. Make a jump tonight. Now, I was living in Waterbury, Connecticut at the time, and my sister who passed away, I did do a story time about how she passed away, but that story time is on my channel, How to Cook. Maybe go under the updated one here, right? But anyway, my sister Marilyn passed away in 2001, and around, well, let's just say she died very suddenly. Her boyfriend at the time shot her and killed her right on the spot. But yeah, miss her every day. But anyway, she passed away at this time. After she passed away, things started to go kind of strange and crazy in the house. I was probably living about 10 minutes away from where she was living. So anyway, she passed away. Like I said, she passed away very suddenly. She didn't get to say no goodbyes or anything like that. And this particular house, it was a beautiful, I just moved into it, rented a 3-bedroom house for me and my daughters. We never have the little booski, the last booski. It was just me and my 2 oldest daughters. So each of them had their own room, but very beautiful 3-bedroom apartment on the 3rd floor. She know the apartment because before she passed away, she used to come and chill with me and them someday. And anyway, like I said, she passed away suddenly, and then things started to strange things started to happen right immediately after she passed away. Now, about 2 weeks after she was she was laid to rest and everything, I never dream her, because honey, I'm a dreamer. I dream everything. I can't go to bed and dream anything. I dream the enemy, dream everything. I just be a dreamer. I take it from my mother got it from my grandmother, my mother passed it on to me. I'm a dreamer, honey. So about a week went by, 2 weeks went by, me not getting a dream from her. She was laid to rest, but still not got a dream from her. But strange things was happening in the house. Little things. Like the lights would go on and off. The light would just shut off and come on in all the rooms. And then the kids would be scared. They don't want to sleep in the room. They don't want to come in my room. And there wasn't babies at the time. There was like teenagers. But them was like very, very scared. In the mind, I knew that it probably was their aunt that was flickering the lights. But they was still scared. They was scared to steal in the room. They was always in my bed with me. And so, one particular night, I went to bed. And it's the weirdest thing. We never know if to explain it because the thing is so weird. But I remember I went to bed. It's like I was waiting to hear some kind of something from her. But I went to bed that night, and this is probably about maybe 3 to 4 weeks after she passed away. And I went to bed, and it's like I heard like the phone ringing. The phone was ringing, and I picked up the phone. It seemed, and it was really late. I was saying to myself, who could be calling me this time of night? But I got up and I picked up the phone. And when I picked up the phone and I put the phone to my ears, I could hear voices. I said hello, but I could hear voices. I didn't hear nobody responding. But then about maybe a minute in, I heard a connection. You know, like when back in the days when people would call from America, like people would call it from Jamaica, and you hear the operator say, there's a long distance call from so and so and so. Would you accept the call? This is what I was experiencing. The phone ring, me pick it up, me say hello. Then it's like an operator, somebody in the middle connecting us together. Then I said hello, and then she said, Junie. And right away as she said Junie, I knew it was her voice. I could hear the person say, you could hear her? You both are connected now. I could hear the person connecting us together. And she said, Junie. And I said, Mar, how comes you just call me all this time? But I don't want to say you died, you know. I know in my head that she died, but I don't want to say, you know, you're dead. Or you just don't want to say the word. But I remember saying to her, it's been so many weeks now you're gone, and you're not even hear nothing from me, you're not trying to reach out to me, not communicate with me, none at all. And then she said to me, I'll never forget, she said to me, I have to be careful how I reach out to you, you know. And I said, what do you mean by that? She said, I have to be very careful how you reach out to me. I reach out to you because remember, say you have a heart condition. I don't want to frighten you and scare you, so I have to be very careful how I reach out to you. And I said to her, that mean that you have flicker the lights them? And she said, yeah man, I'm me. But my sister, I'm not scared. I'm ear when you say, because maybe a week, 2 weeks after she died and the light was flickering back and forth, I said, just randomly just stand up. Me and one in the house because the kids are scared to stay in the house. So I stood in the house when the light flickered and I said, Mom, I know say you want to do the lights on and off, you know. But my wife to stop it because the kids are scared. She said to me on the phone, I heard you when you said, don't me know say you have to cut the lights. And I stopped. I say, are you? She said, yes, I mean, I stopped because that's trying to reach out to you. I'm scared to reach out to you because I don't want you get a heart attack and you know, dead. So she said to me, say, I have to go in and I can't stay long, I just want you to know say I'm okay. And I said to her, but when you ever reach back out, oh, I'm going to hear from you. She said, you're going to hear from my man. She said, anytime you see a bumblebee, it's me. She said something like a June bug. One of them big flying bugs. She used to call me June bug all the time. But she said, anytime I see them big flying bug there, it's going to be her. I was like, okay. And then I could hear the connection going away, fading away. A couple of days later, my mother was still alive then, and a couple of days later, strange things started to happen again in the house. The kids would be scared again. The lights didn't flicker on and off again, but this time it got worse. Now I'm gonna hear like things falling from the counter to the floor. You could, when you get up and look, you know, see what fall on the floor, but you know, so you hear things falling on the floor. Now we had a what do you call it? The flooring was hardwood floor, but you know, New Haven houses is some of them old time kind of a house. They've been long time, so people don't really change out the flooring. So the flooring would, even when I would walk on it, you would hear it squeak. The floor would squeak, like squeaking. In the middle of the night, everybody in their bed asleep, and you would hear the floor, you would hear footsteps walking from the front door coming in. And I would say, let me hear, and I start to get scared too, because when you hear the footsteps, you're literally not sleeping, you'll be wide awake. And you could hear movements in the living room, you hear the floor squeaking, you hear the movement, you know, you just hear movement, you hear things moving and shifting and falling all the time. No, it went on and it went on and it went on. I miss a prayer and I miss scared for sleep. But I take my Bible up and I pray every single night. No, goody, this is the worst part of the story. One night, I went to bed and I was probably between sleep and wake, but I could feel the presence of something coming into the room. And I'm listening, because like I said, I always hear the squeaking on the floor squeak all the time. So I could have hear the floor squeak, and I could have feel the presence of whatever it is coming towards my bed. My face was turned to the wall, right? On my bed position, I turn to the wall. So if I get up off of the bed, I turn face way to get up off of the bed to go out into through the door to the bathroom. So my back was facing. So if anybody come and stand up right beside the bed, it would be my back. Then my sit, my face turned to the wall. If that makes any sense. Anyway, I was laying there on my right side, and I could feel the person walking from the foot of the bed and coming around to where I was laying with my face turning to the wall. So them stand up behind me. I could feel it. And at this point, I know I can't move. I just felt like I couldn't move. I was frozen, can't move. But for somehow, I find the strength to slowly turn around. Remember, I not sleeping now. I was wide awake. I turned around slowly, and I was able to look because I know something was behind me. So I turned around and looked behind me. When I looked behind me, oh my goodness, I would never forget what I seen. Until the day, my dad, I never forget what I see. When I turned around, I saw the ugliest, evilest formation. I'm going to try to explain what I saw, so you can probably understand this crazy story time. Real story time. Behind me was like tree roots, the root of a tree. But the root of the tree was all black. It was like, it wasn't snake form, but the roots were cluttered like snakes. And they all was moving like this. Everything was black. And they will call it roots, but they're big roots, and it's like it was alive. It was moving all together, just cluttered, just moving slowly like this in a big ball with vines, and it was evil. Let's just say the least. It was evil. Whatever was standing behind me was evil. Evil. I could feel the evil coming from whatever was standing there. It wasn't a formation of a person, but whatever was standing there was pure evil. I was able to, I didn't scream, but I started to pray. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He led me beside the still waters. I could feel, and when I was saying the Lord's Prayer, I could feel like the thing was trying to tie up my tongue. I was like saying the Lord's Prayer, and it was like, it was like stopping me from saying it. But through all of that, I fight my way through it, and I started to say it in here. I realized that I can't, the words start coming out, so I started to say it in my mind, in my head, deep inside. I started, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me lie on green pastures, lead me beside the still waters, he restored my soul, he led me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. And I started to say it, and I started to say it, and I started to say it, until all of a sudden, I felt the presence just, it just disappeared, and everything just come back normal. Everything just got light up. Let's just say I did not go back to sleep that night. But we get up out of the bed, coming in asleep. We get up out of the bed, I turn on all the lights, I take up my Bible and I start to pray. I started to pray through the entire house. I started to shout and call up to God. Now, goody, that was the beginning of the devil working at the house. Honey, everything was calm for about a week. A couple days later, I noticed I put stuff down, I can't find it. I put my keys down, I can't find it. Car keys are missing, paperwork are missing. Then when you do find it, it's somewhere where you would never even put it. Like I would put my key in my room and my dresser. When I look for my key, I find the key in the bathroom. What would my key be doing in there? I don't know. But honey, it got worse. The squeaking got worse in the house. The presence got worse in the house. I had a room in. This was the last straw for me. Come on, I want a story time drawn out. This was the last straw for me. You know how Connecticut is cold in the winter time. You don't see one fly nowhere. When it's cold, you don't see no mosquito, you don't see no fly, you don't see no bees, you don't see no wasp, you don't see nothing that has to do with anything that's going to fly because it's too cold. Well, I had a room. In my apartment, there was a room. Because like I said, my apartment was on the 3rd floor, so it's like an attic, but they built it out. So it had a spare room so that I could use as maybe like a storage room, but I never really used it. So it just stayed empty. And it was just creepy. So I never really opened that door and go in there. But a couple of weeks later, I'm in my kitchen and I keep seeing flies in the house. And it was winter, dead winter. And I say, where fly come from? This is winter time, it's not summertime. You're not supposed to have no flies. Fly not supposed to have fly in the apartment with snow outside on the ground. So I started to walk around the house because and not only you're seeing the flies, you're smelling something. No matter how I put air freshener and all them something in the house and I spray the house and I clean the house, I'm smelling like something dead, like a rat dead somewhere. So I started to search and I said, no, let me go into that room because maybe it's an old house, maybe them up and maybe a rat dead in the attic somewhere. So I started to search and I opened the door, goody. That door that I never opened before. I mean, opened it before, but not often because it gave me the kryptonite, so I never used to open it. Finally, I opened it, and when I opened the door, yeah, I never seen so many flies in my door. Let me see. The man with the barking. Him see somebody. And no more have come creep me out. Me I thought my double story ready to come creep me out. You want to go down? Go on down. Go by your business. Hey, go so. Imagine me I thought my double story ready to act creepy. But anyway, I opened the door. When I opened the door, there was so many flies in the room, y'all. So imagine someone like a future stress me out. When I open the door, fly everywhere. Left, right, back, and center. Fly. Thousands of flies. And guess what? There was no trash in the room. There was nothing that died in the room. There was no smell in the room. But there was flies everywhere. So when I see it, I shut the door real quick because right away I had a funny feeling. I call the landlord and tell him that there's flies in the storage room, that little room that nobody not going there. There's flies in there. Let me tell you something, Goody. By the time it took me about 5 minutes to call the landlord. The landlord lived right down the street, probably about 15 minutes from where my house was. Landlord take about another 20 minutes to come to the house. So this does give everything an hour period. By the time the landlord got to the house and opened the closet door, there was no fly gone. Every single fly disappear, gone. Yo, I've never seen anything like this before. The landlord said, "You not see nothing, but about fly gone." Let's just say I lived there for 6 months. I had a year lease and a beautiful 3-bedroom apartment. 1 year lease. A 6 months me move in up. After the fly incident there, I be aware things are going same way. Weird. But that was what broke the camel's back for me. After me see the fly them in the room, and when him come within an hour, fly disappear. Me say, listen, I'm out of here. Let's just give me, if you have another apartment, I will rent it. But we are moving. I'm taking my kids out of here and we are gone. And him say, alright. But I feel the landlord didn't know something. Him give me another apartment about 20 minutes from where that one was, another 3-bedroom apartment. I'm gonna move within 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I only lived there for 6 months. It was crazy. So yeah, that is my ghost story. Yes, I do hope that you enjoyed this one. I just want to share this one. I still some ask, chill out and I said, boy, I met this come across my mind when it happened that time. I'm saying, let me share this one with my goodies. So I'm sharing this one with y'all. If you have a ghost story encounter, let me know. And yes. Make sure you have a Bible at all times here. And make sure you know for praise to the Lord's Prayer because yes, you have good, you have bad, you have indifference. But tell me your thoughts about this and epic, right? This one was epic. But yes, I love you guys so much. I'm gonna edit that video now. And yeah, that's it. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.